Hey guys, SMZ here. We're back playing Raid Shadow Legends. Guys, I earned this shiny new medal very recently. The Awakening Master Medal, which you can get by collecting a lot of Awakening levels or souls for a lot of your champions. Now, how did I get this medal? Is it because I am a filthy whale that spends a lot and maxes out his credit cards on this game? No, I'm a relatively low spender and I still am able to get a lot of high souls for a lot of my key champions. How do I do that? I follow a few crucial tips and I'm going to share them with you in this video. So before we jump into the video, I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you to everybody who's been super supportive thus far. I've just started filming and recording YouTube videos for just a couple of months and the support has been outstanding. So thank you very much to each and every one of you guys. And for people who are watching regularly but are not subscribed, please do so because that helps me tremendously, given that it's a small channel, but also because I kind of need to get to a specific number for subscribers before I can apply to the content creator program for Plarium. And that would actually help me save a lot of energy and gems that I currently have to in order to just film new content, test video ideas, and in general get access to, for example, the test server. So it would be very, very helpful if you guys can help me out achieve that milestone. Thank you once again for all the support and let's get into the video. So if I look at my roster, let's see, if I include both Master and Reserve Vault, I have 818 champions. If I include only the Awakened champions, the number goes up to 246. If I look at only the 6-star champions, the number is 206. One more very important factor to notice here is when I click on just attack and defense champions, that's more than half the number of champions. And if you can take out a lot of the recent fusions who have been support champions and some of the login reward champions for which you get the 5-star soul for free, if I take them out, this percentage of attack and defense champions goes even higher. So that's the number one tip for you guys. Focus on damage dealers. Try to get souls for damage dealers. Damage dealers benefit a lot more from high awakening levels compared to support champions or even HP champions. So if I look at some of my damage dealers, let's say in Ninja, there was a tournament late last year to get 6-star soul for Ninja. I did not win that tournament. I have gotten my Ninja slowly grinding my way through 1-star, 2-star, all the way to 6. 6-star has been rather recent as well. The reason they benefit from 6-star is, firstly, they have very low starting stats. So if you look at this column, let me move myself out of the way for a second. So if you look at this column, just the basic stats, they have very low HP, extremely low defense. And then you have to build them for damage. And when you want to build them for damage, you are also searching for damage sets, which is like something like a savage, a lethal set, a merciless set. And on those sets, generally most people try to get attack stats. So crit rate, crit damage, speed, attack percentage. And very few people try to get HP percent or defense percent for these champions. What that means is that survivability is very low. And that's where the blessing comes in. So the blessing, for example, if you see with the 6-star blessing, they get 8.5k HP, 600 defense. Just imagine starting out instead of 16.8k HP, add 8,500 to it. Never do maths on stream or while filming a video. But that takes you somewhere close to 24,000 HP. That's a pretty high chunk of HP now. Similar with defense. Instead of 947, starting out at 1,500 defense, that's pretty good defense, right? So blessings help gain more stats for damage dealers, help them be a bit more survivable in addition to getting you more damage numbers. That's number one. That's the important thing. You can obviously, for example, you have a great damage blessing such as Crushing Rend, or you can get Nature's Wrath, or you can get Phantom Touch, a different number of blessings on your champions. But damage dealers, especially attack-based damage dealers, benefit a lot from those blessings. So you need to save up for this. Which leads me to the next tip. And the next tip is that try to look out for the soul merchant for your favorite champions. Put them in your wish list, the champions that you are looking for. Prioritize them, and every single day, or again, if you're not addicted to the game as much as I am or a lot of people are, whenever you get a chance, do look into the market. Keep searching for that soul and be aggressive about it. One other thing you need to do is obviously save your soul stones. Save your soul stones, especially for the not 2x event, but there are some events which they run basically once a month from what I've seen over the last couple of months. Is they increase the chance of getting 5 or 6 star souls on both mortals and immortals. This is a great event and safe for it. Many times, and it has happened to me recently. Recently, I pulled a large number of souls for both mortal soulstones and immortal, and I didn't get anything important. But what that gives you is you have a very high chance of getting 5 and 6 star souls of champions that you don't need. Now, your first thought would be, well, that's a waste, right? No, that's tip number two. Be happy that you're getting 5 and 6 star souls of champions you don't need. You know why? Because they sell for a lot. Let's say, again, there will always be some key champions you don't want to sell souls for. These champions, for example, I have been getting an absolutely high number of souls for mythicals that I don't have. Maybe I will never get, but I still save them. For legendaries, 5 and 6 star souls for specific champions, I'm trying to save where I can. But if you're really lacking souls, then even consider selling these for champions that you will likely not get anytime soon. These souls give a lot of points. So, 1 6 star soul of a very useless champion that you don't need, for example, don't hesitate selling this. 1,000 points. Now, this Eternal Soul Essence, which is what you need for the 5 and 6 star souls, it is 50. So selling that is already gets you around 20 immediately. Even 5 star souls sell for 350, right? 4 star souls sell for 75 as well. So you can get a lot this way. Don't hesitate to do that. That is tip number two. Aggressively save for those soul events and collect these soul stones. Immortal soul stones, every other week now they are doing this tournament with the Sand Devil, and it's a great tournament because if it ever loads, hello. So every couple of weeks now they're running this tournament for the Sand Devil, and they have either as the highest prize or the penultimate prize this immortal soulstone. Try to always pick this up. Always try to pick this up. So even if it's twice a month, I think it's a bit more than that. You are getting 2 or 3 immortal soulstones. Immortal soulstones get a pretty high chance of getting you a 5 star or 6 star soul when that event is running. So for that event, collect these. And that leads me to the next point, obviously. Collect mortal soulstones. Where do you get mortal soulstones? One place is obviously the Hydra. So do your Hydra keys. Do your Hydra keys. If you can do Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard, great. That's the best place. Do one key each and try to one key the max chest, right? That way you will get every week around between 10 and 12 of these mortal souls, and they all add up as well. Every month when this event comes around that I've been talking about, I am about 80 or 90 of these small soul stones without doing much by doing the Hydra. And the second is obviously the Iron Twins Fortress. Now, the Iron Twins Fortress is a place in the game that a lot of people, for some reason, shy away from. And that might be because at the start it was a very difficult dungeon to farm, and now it's relatively easy after the nerf. But a lot of people still think, and rightly so, that the drop rate is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, I completely agree, but it still is better than not doing it. You are still collecting every single day just by running these 6 keys, round about 1 mortal soulstone every single day. And sometimes you're lucky and you collect some of these immortal or mortal or eternal soul essences, which is even great. I try to do all 6 of these keys every single day, and then on Sunday with the void, because the drop rate is double, I try to do this 12 times. So I purchased the 150. So basically for 150 you can refill this once, right? This one. I try to do this every single Sunday. So on Sunday 12 times and every other day 6 times. I try to do this dungeon to start collecting, and they do keep piling up. So that's my tip number 3, which is do your Iron Twin keys every single day. Now, Iron Twin keys, how do you do it? There's a variety of teams. I was planning to showcase one team here that a lot of people use, I think, and that involves geomancer. Geomancer basically makes this quite easy. a variation of this team was what I used to use back when it wasn't nerfed and when I did not have crazy damage dealers like Marius and Newt. But so you can use this team. So I've actually brought in Esma the Dancer, which is the recent fusion. And the reason I've brought her in is because of her passive. So passive, every one turn cooldown, it gives a 50% turn meter boost to the champion with the highest attack. 50%. That's insane. And in this particular team, believe it or not, my Geomancer, since it's an attack-based champion, he is the one with the highest attack, 4.2k. So he gets a turn meter boost every time we are hit, and the Iron Twins, they hit a lot, very often. And then here we have Pythian. You can use any reviver, any healer, for example, to keep the team basically topped up so that they do not die. The second way of dealing damage is by using Brimstone. So bring in any champion who you have a high blessing on Brimstone with. If you're starting out, even if you have 1-star or 3-star Brimstone, bring them in. They will do a lot of damage, additive. So Lydia is that champion for me, and that's the only reason she's in the team, no other reason. Emic, just wanted to put him in because a lot of you people use Emic, Painkeepers, a combination of that to keep the unkillable on, to also make sure the Geomancer survives. Let's run this team. It's pretty straightforward. My Geomancer is going to try to put the burn on as often as he can. Come on, Geomancer. There, the burn goes on. And the rest of the team, their only job is to make sure Geomancer's burn either stays on or he can cycle back to the burn as quickly as he can. I am using Reflex on my Geomancer so he can come back to his ability as fast as he can. This has been slightly unlucky. I'm running this in the worst possible iteration because the affinity is weak affinity to Geomancer. But it still works. The run, generally, this run is around about 1 minute. So you can see Geomancer takes off a huge chunk of HP whenever the Iron Twins do take a hit. And we just want him to take a hit. The Iron Twins, they cleanse the HP burn from Geomancer pretty often. So that's why we kind of need Geomancer to do. He died, but he's back. And by being back, one cool thing that happens is that the stacks, they disappear. So this team, even though there was a lot of bad RNG, I think this is gonna finish up around a minute. Come on. There's been a lot of bad RNG in this particular run. Usually it's a little bit faster. I can remove Esme. I just was playing around with her and introduce something like a Painkeeper to make the burn go even faster. I probably should also tweak the team to, because I noticed that Lydia is putting her A2 immediately and then he goes and then Geomaster's HP burn doesn't go in time. But I could tweak her that Lydia doesn't open with her A2, but rather with her A1, for example, so Geomancer can land the burn. For presets, just make sure that this is off and then Geomancer is prioritizing this. Otherwise, no other presets are being used. Now, the team that I use, obviously is going to use Marius, right? So this is the team I use. Pretty fast. Similar concept with Lydia being there just for the Brimstone and also for the strengthen. Helps us survive the hit. So then I just bring in all my max HP nukers basically, and this does it pretty fast. Acrasia and Marius have taken a turn, and now Newts are going. The first one went, second one comes in, and now Soul Reap will finish him off. Just 16 seconds. Pretty fast team. That's the team I use every day to farm. The fastest it's done is 13. You will think what happens when it is magic affinity. So Newts are weak. It still works fine. Sometimes they do weak hit, but Marius can go again, Acrasia can go again and take care of the job because they are both void champions, right? Sometimes it's a bit slower on the magic affinity, but it doesn't fail. It really doesn't fail. Marius cycles back, and the strengthen from Lydia makes them survive pretty long as well. Let's quickly showcase the builds on these champions really quickly. Lydia 9-piece Feral. She has Brimstone, as I said, and these are the masteries. Marius 9-piece Merciless and Cat's to do more damage. Crushing Rend on 6-star, and these are the masteries. Note, both notes have very similar build. Lethal. This is a blessing. I was using him for the Chimera. Soul Reap on one of the notes. The other note has Phantom Touch for the Fire Knight. These are the blessings. Acrasia 9-piece Relentless. I put out a video for her on why Relentless is better, Make sure to check this video out. I'm going to link it right here, also in the description. And yeah, she is basically having cruelty, and these are the masteries. Pythian is in a support build. He is in 9-piece protection and miracle heal, just to help out in the. I was using him for the Hydra at some point, so that miracle heal helps out over there. These are the blessings. Esma blessings, no, not blessings, masteries. Sorry, I've been saying blessings. No blessing on her. And 9-piece protection as well, not fully maxed out. I've been testing her in the Hydra, and she's actually pretty decent, more than people give her credit for. Geomancer, the most important, he's in a reflex set. If you want to optimize this even further, then you put him in a reflex and merciless set. He has a pretty high speed and some survivability to make sure that he goes and does the damage, and also can survive a few of the hits. Accuracy is high enough, a bit too high if you ask me, to land his debuffs, but it definitely works. So those are the champions, those are the hits. So with that said, these are 2 or 3 of my tips that I shared, which will help you get and target and be very brutal, be very focused on the champions that you want to increase. Champions like Marius and Noot, I would ask everyone to prioritize getting blessings for them. Marius especially, he gets crazy when it gets to 6-star crushing red, and he unlocks so much content, a lot of which I've shared in a lot of my videos in the past. So prioritize them ruthlessly to getting their blessings. Save up for the higher chance events. One of them recently finished. It will come in another 3-4 weeks, I assume. Collect the soulstones. Don't pull in between any of the stones, and don't be as sad when you get a 6-star. I don't know. Give me an example of a useless legendary. For example, Vizix. If I pulled a 6-star soul for Vizix, I would sell the soul immediately. Now, previously, I did not sell because I already have pretty high blessings on a lot of my champions. But if you don't, just sell it. 6-star soul gets you 1,000 points, which is great. So very ruthlessly aim for that. Don't be upset if you pull crap champions and their souls. Just sell them. That will get you a high number of eternal soul essence and immortal soul essence. Keep running your Iron Twin dungeons every single day, and purchase the 150 gems if you can. If you're buying, for example, gem pick, if you're a low spender, I do that. And do your Hydra keys. You get around 10 mortal souls, the smaller ones, every single week, which is great. So I hope with these tips, you're able to save up a lot more of the soul essences and a lot more of the souls in general to be able to rank up your key champions. And remember, damage dealers, especially attack damage dealers, benefit the most from blessings. So prioritize getting it on them. Number 1 priority, I think, for everybody should be Marius. He's an obtainable champion, even if it takes ages, and he will completely change your account. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what is your strategy for getting more and more souls. Thank you very much, and see you next time.